Yes. Proverbs 24. Um, Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in multitude of counselors there is safety. Now in verse 7, wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. Oh, the fool. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men. Now, there's this idea that I'm going through a day of adversity. If thou faint, in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. And I'm experiencing some spiritual warfare today because those in office believe that they do not have to enforce the civil rights of American citizens. Now, if you live in Compton, yes, and it feels oppressive, yes. See where there's a lot of crime, gangs, yes. There's a possibility of lizarding, or maybe you got involved with the devil. Those that have not, yes, they are very spiritual, yeah. And I'm going to want your prayers today. I'm going through a day of adversity, and I do not want to faint. Yes, yes, yes. I want my strength to be big today, not small. Yeah. And if you live in Harlem and you're used to a lot of oppression, yes. The he that oppresses the poor to increase his wisdom. Yeah. That would be Proverbs 22:16. And he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Yes. There are families, yes, that do not appreciate the richness of the United States of America. Now, a lot of these families, they got involved in some technology where they like to be the puppet masters. Yeah. They think that insects are really smarter than actual human beings. But I was thinking of the birds and the bees this morning, and I wanted to tell you what happened. Yes. I walked outside, yes, and a couple of the dogs that live here, one of them wasn't on the leash because he has to be. Some dogs are argumentative when confronting other dogs, and he always has to be on the leash. Yes. So I put him on there. But there was a little bird, a hummingbird now, and it was kind of, floating around doing what it does as a hummingbird. But there was another bird, no, just a regular bird, poop. And with its beak, it picked up a small amount of dead grass and did fly into a tree. Yes. And in that tree is a nest. Now, I could see it with my own eyes. Now, that got me thinking about the gestation of actual babies. See, some of those that are, well, really ants. Yes. The queen ant just pops out these little lookalikes because you just had to take over the world. Yes. And the bee, is dying off because of drought. But the bird, yes, is making a nest for the little birds that are in the nest, in the eggs that birds. Oh, I had just seen a little bird take a little piece of dead grass and take it up to the nest. Now, my experience with those in the family, yes, they don't really care about the children that they're having. They say they do, but they just want to be able to watch, yes, and control, yes, the population. And they use their sexual nerve endings as a communication system. Yeah. But there's what's known as nesting. It's an experience of women that are gestating a baby. Yes. And somewhere around the sixth, seventh, eighth month of the gestation, they have what's known as nesting. Yes. It's a hormone. Yes. That they want to prepare the house for the baby that they're going to receive. Yes. Now, a lot of these beings that got involved with the devil, yes, they really don't care about the baby that they're having. No, their thought was, well, I'll just use the wombs of women without their knowledge because what they don't know doesn't hurt them. Yes, I'll use the genetics of my family to make a top secret communication system that the military doesn't know about. But today I'd like to know, what is that hormonal response in the minds of women? Yes, when gestating a baby, oh, about the seventh, eighth month, yes, where all of a sudden they have this awareness that we're going to bring this little life into the world, yes, and I got to get everything necessary ready for the baby. Now, my thought is the dogs, yes, 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 they don't nest. Now, their thought is, as soon as you get this thing out of me, I'll be happy. And as soon as it pops out about the third or fourth year of its growth, yeah, no, I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, because all they do is manufacture babies with the intention of using them as a communication system. Now, the female dogs, mm, they might not experiencing the nesting hormonal change in the mind of a woman. So I'd like to know, little birds, yes, little bees, yes, and little ants. Could you get me the difference between those in the family of the white and those in the human family that nest because of a preparation? Yes, and I'm not talking hemorrhoids today. If you have a large growth on your anus, yes. If you feel a discomfort while sitting, yes. Preparation H right now. Pooch. Well, why don't you get me the hemorrhoids, you piece of shit?